Fenix. Command Toga, SRS runway, auto thrust is blue. 80 knots, thrust set. 5500. 31. Rotate.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today is the day we've all been waiting for quite some time. I do apologize, I haven't been able to stream this particular airplane when I wanted to. I was away from the sim for a while, then I was at work. We are finally back, we're finally going to do it. And no, it is not that King Air 200 that's sitting on its tail over there, but figured we'd start off our stream here at the little Sedona Cafe. We're up here in Sedona, Arizona. We're going to head on out to the ramp. Oh, I see it. I see the bird behind the fence line. Yes, indeed. The Royal Duke. The Turbine Duke, as some may call it. I wanted to title the stream Real like FU Money, but I figured that wouldn't be very good in the YouTube algorithm. So like, this is like, people that have the Turbine Duke are people that have just done a really good job at life, because the B-60 Duke, originally a piston aircraft, pretty good airplane, pretty solid airplane, fast. It has a decent amount of payload, but then there's a rocket engineering company that decided to, let's throw some PT6s on it and just make it absolutely wild. So we're gonna have some fun with that today. I can't wait to fly along with y'all on this one. Xylobo's in the house, Cal Fairseat, Victor Silva in the house, Tim K. Vegas in the house, Fragtality, good to see you. Ooh, Hotshot is here. Yes, we've all been wanting PT6 sounds from Boris Audio Works, and today we finally have them. So today is the day where we can finally listen to Boris Audio Works recreation of the PT6 here. PT6A on the Turbine Duke. Let's head on out to the ramp. We'll park our little Infinity there, and we'll head on out to this Turbine Duke. Is this basically a JATO aircraft? Yeah, basically is, Jeff. It basically is. Thank you, Layla, our little girl, delivering some water. Here she is, folks, in all her glory, the turbine B-60 Duke. BKG Blueface, thank you for the 12 months of support, my friend. I appreciate you. 1 year down, plenty more to go. Glad to be a part. Hey, BKG Blueface, I appreciate that. Appreciate your support, man. Here's to the next year. Here is to the next year, my man. Kind of turning a Chevy Impala into Corvettes, huh? Pretty much, McShiggity Pilot. That is what we are doing with the rocket engineering modification of PT6s. Now, I don't know, and I didn't look up this statistic, and I wonder if it's even possible. So the Piper Chieftains that I flew the PA-31 Chieftains and the Navajos. Particularly, I flew more of my times in the Chieftain. There was a Piper Cheyenne, I believe, which basically took the Chieftain and put PT6s on that. Now, that airplane had several instances of the wings coming off with the PT6, like in-flight structural failure and fatal crashes. I don't know if that was a problem with the Duke. Maybe a quick Google machine answer will let us know, but I didn't have time to look that up. But I'd be curious to know if there was any structural damage occurred to the Duke after the PT6 mod for these particular aircraft. But we've got some gifted memberships already popping off. Appreciate you, JP, gifting 5 memberships to the channel. Very kind, thank you, sir. Elo to the LE to the D, also 5 gifted memberships, and Zippy Zapple, 5 gifted memberships. 15 memberships out of the gate. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for your support. If we pick up a membership from either one of those fine gentlemen, please make sure you say thank you and mind your manners here. Welcome to Team Green, and glad to have more members here on the channel. It's always nice to come back from a couple days not streaming and seeing the chat all green, guys. I really do appreciate the support. Can't imagine how hot it must be to climb in there on a sunny day. Mr. Martini, yeah, it's going to be toasty. Now, I am working on a little livery here, kind of like I did with my TBM now, so you're going to see it got some badging that's out of order here. I just wanted to figure out which wingtips were wingtips. So I got one over here, I know. Basically, I have the Texas. I'm not going to keep that on there, but I've modified the blue to make it a little bit more Texas blue. So it'll be the red, white, and blue. 357 Mike Fox is going to be our Duke tail number, and once I get this livery all badged up and finished, maybe I'll share it to the Discord. So McShiggity Pilot says, question, should I buy both piston and turbine? What would you do, pick or both? Like I say, McShiggity Pilot, to be completely honest with you, I haven't flown the piston yet. I fired it up once just to see the sounds, and they're amazing, obviously. Boris Audio Works. I haven't done a full flight in it. I do have the piston. Just Flight was kind enough to send me this aircraft. They actually sent me this aircraft a while ago to showcase for y'all. But like I said, I was out of town for a week, and then as soon as I came back, I was at work. So I didn't really have any time to do any pre-release content for you. But I can tell you out of the gate, I already toasted one engine, and my right engine is at like 48%. So I had some issues with the conflicting module or something in my community folder where I was not getting any electrical power. The EFB was always black, and it turned out to be there was some conflict in my community folder. I had to dig through that, and I weeded out a bunch of stuff, and now it seems to be working fine. So if you do run into that error, maybe it's something in your community folder. Try a fresh community folder just to see if it works, and then you know it's a conflict. But we're up and running. We're going to have a good one here. One leg today up to Telluride, flying over there at 250, 25,000 feet. And we'll be ready to go. My engines are still at 99%. Well, Team Vodka, my engines were toasted because I didn't have electrical readouts. So I was like hot starting them and doing a bunch of bad things to them because I didn't have any electrical power. Apparently it was still recording damage though. So, but anyway, back to your question, McShiggity Pilot. You're probably going to like both. I mean, the thing is, the piston is actually going to be more work to fly because a little bit more to manage it properly. The turbine, the free turbine here, PT6, is a little bit more forgiving. I should say it's more than a little bit. It's actually significantly more forgiving than doing a turbocharged piston engine. Now, I am going to fly the pistons on this channel to have a properly simulated, like Lycoming turbocharged. What I have, a couple hundred hours, almost 1,000 hours on that aircraft, the Chieftain and Navajo. So I really want to see the sounds, and I really want to show you guys managing those turbocharged piston engines, not to be confused with turbine engines like we have here on the PT6. But I don't think you can go wrong with either, McShiggity Pilot. I would get both if I were you, because they're two different sets of managing skills required. So for science, for science fractality. Yeah, so we're going to figure it out. We're going to have fun today, and we will fly the Piston maybe tomorrow. We'll see. So if you should buy the Piston, make sure you stick around. Maybe tomorrow we'll load up the Piston Duke as well. PT6 is forgiving if you don't go 2,000 ITT on startup and firewall on takeoff. There you go. That's pretty much true out of the gate. Back at one of my first freight operator, we had a series of piston and turbocharged aircraft and turbine aircraft, and it was always said that the Navajos and the Chieftains were the hardest to fly in the fleet because the Beech 99, the 200s, the 1900s they're just much more forgiving. You don't have to stage cool, none of that. So, and I can attest that that's true. Going from the Chieftain into the Beech 99, which is the PT6A, same exact engines that we have on here right now, it was much easier as far as managing your engines with the turbine, and that's when I fell in love with the PT6, and to this day, PT6s are still my favorite engines in the world. So, enough of this. Let's fire this up and get out of here. I can afford both, so thanks for your answers. McShigley pilot, yes, I can tell you right now you're not going to regret either one, and if you get both, you're going to enjoy both of them. And tomorrow we'll do the Piston. Joe Plains Tower Race says, I think I'm going to get the Dukes instead of the 414. I would recommend that, Joe Plains Tower Race, and let me show you why. Let's hop into the cockpit here real quick. And I've said this before with other GA airplanes that come to the market. It's like, well, which is the best GA aircraft? And to me, it boils down to several things, like maybe three things. Number one, got to have dialed in sounds, right? Because a lot of times flying GA, listening to your engine, listening to your aircraft is a big part of managing and flying that airplane well. So you've got to have a good sound set. Pretty much all the GAs out there have a good sound set. This one, Boris Audio Works, obviously is going to be one of the best, if not the best, because it's Boris Audio Works. The second thing, and you could even put this on the number one spot, is you need some sort of failure system that will punish you for not treating the aircraft correctly. Because when we fly a GA aircraft in the sim, there's not a whole lot of systems, and I'm saying that in respect to like saying complex airliners or like, the fly-by-wire, FMS coding. There's not a whole lot to manage in GA aircraft. So you have to have a GA aircraft that has a depth of simulation and failures that will punish you if you don't do things correctly. Just Flight aircraft do that, and I absolutely love it. The Cessna 310 also does it as well. So the 414, while it's a great airplane from FlySimWare, and I really enjoy the Cessna 414 from FlySimWare, it doesn't bring home the all-encompassing experience of a GA airplane with failures. This one, we've got all sorts of failures. We've got electrical. You can see here my right engine conditions at 45%. My left engine's at 98% because I did replace it. Our payload, all the options. I mean, look at all the different avionics selection you can do here. We have the TDS in this aircraft today. We'll talk about the beta enunciator and all this stuff later on. But a very comprehensive EFB. There's tons of tutorials and stuff out there. You can check them out right now on YouTube if you have any questions. We're not going to do a full-blown EFB go over on this stream, but up in cruise we will take a look at all of the systems and the subsequent systems that are working behind the scenes. It is very cool to see how it's happening, especially the engine. I mean, if you want to learn, look, you can see it's a free spooling turbine right now, so it is slightly windmilling, I guess. That's pretty cool. But anyway, we'll get to that later. So first things first, you're going up to 290 Team Vodka. Well, that's going to be a problem because I think the service ceiling is 28,000 feet. But best of luck to you, my friend. Let's go ahead and pull the chocks, the pitot covers, and the engine covers from the exterior. Right now, our aircraft is loaded up. I got 100 pounds in the nose compartment. Myself in the left seat, 210 pounds. I got a first officer of 190 pounds, Team Vodka. And we've got our friends in the back here. We got 2 passengers. Now, you could take 4. We're just going to take 2 passengers. We got 70 pounds of bags, right around 1,000 pounds below max takeoff. So max takeoff weight is 7,000 pounds. We're at 6,100, 6,186, 900, 800 pounds under max, which is a comfortable load for flying GA stuff. When you fly GA aircraft and you really want to get up to the maxed weights, you're really starting to play with fate at that point. So having a nice buffer between the allotted max takeoff and what you're actually taking is always a plus. So we're well with under max, right in there, a comfortable load of 6,186 gross weight. We've got 69 gallons and 66 gallons of fuel respectively, enough to take us about endurance of 1.6 hours or a range of 510 miles. So Strange because the cabin out dial goes to 32. Team Vodka, yes, because that cabin altitude dial is the same dial that you put in all other GA aircraft. So this cabin controller is just like you've seen in the TBM, you've seen in the King Air. I think even the Citations have it. It's just a gauge. So you have to know your limitation to the aircraft. So right now the Turbine Duke, I believe, is 28,000 feet is the max. We're going up to 250. So since we're talking about it, I'm going to set it right now. And you can see that's actually going to be pretty high. So we're 24 and 26. We're going to set 250. Cabin pressurization is going to be right about 10,000 feet. Now, the aircraft, this particular aircraft, can climb extremely fast, and especially at lighter gross weights. You have to be careful of that. You don't just want to go VX climb all the way to cruise altitude, because you're going to out climb the cabin and you could have pressurization issues. But right out of the gate, I like to increase my rate of climb on my cabin pressurization. Right, I just put it vertical. It seems to have been working out in most of my test sectors when I'm getting sporty with the climb rate. So I just increased that rate just a tad. Just be mindful if you are trying to do pocket rocket stuff completely empty and shoot up to maximum service ceiling, just be mindful of your pressurization, because you could break it and have a failure, because that is simulated, right? So just make sure you keep that in mind. All right, we're gonna go ahead and pull the control lock out from the aircraft. We'll leave this one off here so we can see, and we'll basically come in here. And you know what? I tell you what. Let's just do we'll make sure our pre-flight is done. Look at I mean, obviously the exterior just flight aircraft, black square. This is a black square aircraft technically, so very high detailed. You can get the foam padding in the back there. It looks like. We'll close up that door. All the covers are removed. Absolutely love it. Now, wasn't there? I thought, I must be mistaken. There's no pre-flight. No, that was a Tomahawk. Never mind. The Tomahawk has the pre-flight thing, which we will fly here in a little while. The Tomahawk pre-flight is freaking sweet. But okay, let's go ahead and get the keys off the glare shield there. That way it'll close the cabin door. It is down and latched. You want to make sure you are latched, both latches all the way around. Again, this is not your Mama Cessna 150, because it is a pressurized aircraft and you want to make sure all doors and latches are closed. All right, Zippy Zapple gifting 5 more memberships to the channel. Dude, very kind of you. Appreciate the support. Cheers to you, my friend. If you pick up a membership from Zippy, make sure you say thank you. All right, let's fire it up here. We're going to get our battery master on. We'll kill the cautions here. I'm going to hide. Well, I love how, so my force feedback yoke, it hangs forward. Oh, that's so cool. I'm going to hide the yoke though right now. I do have force feedback profile on here, and it's awesome. So we'll put our nav light on. We'll keep everything else off for now. We're not going to go through our full-blown checks. We got battery 1. We'll check our volts, 25 volts. Battery 2 looks good. Put that into the both position. You could check your igniters here. We're going to skip that. Wing pumps, we're going to skip that. We'll go ahead and get our oil doors. We'll open up both oil doors for the left and right engine. Ice detect, we'll go ahead and keep those off for now. Panel lights, let's go ahead and turn them on so we can see a little bit better. We'll hit the magic barrel ref key, 3003. Because we have the TDS today, we're going to just do our flight plan after engine start. We don't want to drain our batteries up. We're sporting the 430 and 750 there. You can hear both oil doors have opened, and they are now all the way in the open position. We already set our pressurization. We'll get our blower and our fans after we do an engine start. So right now, preliminary, we'll remove the throttle control stop. We're in the idle, forward, and cutoff on our power levers, prop levers, and condition levers. Unlike the King Air 200, this is or the King Air in general, we have an off and on condition lever. There is no low idle or high idle. So it takes the guesswork out of it, even though there really is no guesswork with low and high idle. You just turn it on. All right, turn it on, let it rock. Now this aircraft does have significant thrust at idle, i.e. we have the beta range, which we'll talk about here momentarily, and everything else looks good. So we'll keep the autopilot off, our trims are zeroed, and we're gonna go into an engine start here just so we can get an engine running and we can get some air conditioning on. We'll load our flight plan up, and then we'll start the second engine. So we are clear left, we are clear right. We'll come down here, we'll turn the beacon light on. With the beacon on, we're going to commence an engine startup, and I almost want to do it from outside view, chat. I almost want to do it from outside view. So hold on. I have not done a single outside view engine start. I think we should do it. What do you say, chat? Let's scroll the speed down. Drone speed. We're gonna knock you down to 3. There we go. Now we'll get up close and personal. Oh yeah. I think that's how we need to start the engines. All right. So A little bit different on this. You don't have a ignition starter combo. You got to do it yourself. We'll get to hit an extra switch. So batteries in both, inverters off, avionics is off. We're going to go ignition on, starter on. And we wait for 15%. I'm just going to wait for max motoring on the sounds here. Sounds close enough. Oh God, that scared me. I thought we hot started it. All right, back way more. Starter off. Ignition auto, generator on. Probably toast our start. I'm going to close that door. We also need to close the cabin door. So that is pretty phenomenal. I forgot that when I went to high idle, or when I went to condition lever on, I was in the drone camp, so it didn't register until I went back to the cockpit. So let's do a proper engine start from this side. We'll go ahead and do the same thing. Ignition left, starter on. 15% minimum. I'm going to let it keep climbing up here a little bit. It's not going to hurt it. Now we'll go fuel on. ITT's on the rise. Get your hand over here on the starter switch. There's our ITT rollback, waiting for 52%. Starter off. Ignition off. Generator on. Main inverter. Master avionics on. Come on down here. We don't need our ice deflect switches. While we're looking at it here, we've got everything juicing up. We'll go ahead and hit the one manual cycle for the de-ice. Got our de-ice pressure, it's working, manual cycle. We'll get our fuel vents, pitos, stall heats on. We don't need windshield heat, we don't need prop heat right now. There's no icing condition to worry about. Panel lights are on. We'll get the electric trim on for the autopilot. We'll go ahead and get our avionics fired up here as well. Again, we'll do another magic barrel ref check. And let's go ahead and get the air conditioning running as well. So we'll go lower high. And there she goes. Look at that. There's our air conditioner. Air conditioning bent flat, but has two positions. Well, yeah, there's a ground up, there's a ground, and then in flight as well. It's a little bit more closed. Give you about 10 knots of drag if that gets stuck. But the sounds are just phenomenal. I mean, the startup sounds to every switch that you click in the cockpit is just awesomeness. You know, every switch has its own sound, it seems. All right, we'll load this puppy up here. Let me get my flight plan up.
TOS, system test okay.
All right, we're going to be departing 2-1. Flight plan. Going out to Flagstaff VOR, direct to Flagstaff. Enter that. Not in China. After Flagstaff. It's Cocan, C-O-C-A-N, and says. Cortez, it's going to be a Telluride. Just add Telluride down there. We'll worry about the runway when we get a location. Went to that. Clear the message caution. Back to our flight plan. Actually, let's go back to charts. Map mode. I think we're going to depart 2-1, T-Buck. Let me look at the winds. Let's take a quick wind check here. Winds are 190 at 11. Yeah, we'll depart 2-1. We'll depart runway 21. So let's set up our heading to be 210. Cinna's really loud. Oh, sorry. I did have it max. I had the max juice up, so. And I did have my microphone all the way up. All right, sim is down. Sounds to be up. I just get excited about the sounds. 210 and course knob. We'll leave that on GPS for right now. We've got 210 on the heading is set. Our top altitude 250. 25,000 feet is set. And cabin temp is 68 degrees, so it's cooling nicely. So matter of fact, we'll come over here and let's go ahead and just increase that a tad. We'll go blower low on that one. So auto cool, blower low for now. Pressurization is set, rate is set, nothing, all our circuit breakers are in, which they will pop. Here's one tip. If you're trying to hide this yoke from over here, you can click through and turn off pop some circuit breakers. And the circuit breakers you pop are the electrical power buses, an avionics bus. So I popped my avionics bus before when I hit the yoke. I'm like, what's going on? So if you're gonna hide that yoke, make sure you don't accidentally misclick and pop a circuit breaker, which I absolutely love. I absolutely love the fact that you have circuit breaker simulation. All right, so since these two don't crosstalk, we're not gonna load both flight plans. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this on the nearest airport list, just so I have some informations when we're flying. And we've got our flight plan up here, and our radar is on, and we'll turn our transponder on. We'll squawk 2000. Actually, no, we gotta squawk 1673. Is there a simulated headphone setting? I didn't know there was one. Where's the simulated headphone setting? Do you have to click on a headset or something? Let me see. I don't believe there's a simulated headphone setting. So. All right, we're not going to use flaps for departure. We will depart 2-1. I think we're ready to go, chat. Oh, listen to those sounds as you pan around. Hold on, I'm going to be quiet. Take it out of beta. So that's ground fine. Oh. That transition into beta is just insanity. Listen to this. All right, I love it. Let's go ahead and get our taxi light on. And we'll go ahead and I'll tell you what, I do have my yoke cam up and running. I don't have any background lights because my wife unplugged it from the Peloton, so we have to live without any fancy lights. The brakes are released, and basically with this airplane, so I like what they did with the beta being on the axes here. I have my beta annunciator on, but I don't know where it is because I never see when I'm in beta. I don't know if I need to maybe, like, isn't there supposed to be an annunciator? I have the option on, but oh, I see it. It's these lights right here. These lights are your beta annunciators. So if you taxi in beta like you're supposed to, I gotta fix my view here. I reset it, it's too low, I don't like it. You don't have to ride the brakes. This aircraft, there's no way you're gonna taxi this puppy around in ground idle or flight idle. So, you want to make sure you're appropriately using the beta range, and it is on your forward axis range. It's from 0 to 15% on your throttle levers. They are going to be in beta. Beta just means it's changing the pitch of the propeller to a near flat pitch. It's not quite reverse, but it's near flat. So if you go into full beta, you really are just going to start creeping along. We're going downhill here. Now hold on, let me reset my view. I got to reset this real quick. I like that a little bit better. So There we go. Now, if you have a hardware system that has a beta range, I think it would be much, much better. You just have to, if you have the Bravo like me, make sure you keep an eye on down here. Because look, if I take these out of beta, watch the acceleration. I mean, she'll run away from you. So, drop them into beta. Let's go around this fuel truck. There's no annunciator, but there's a D10 for beta. Right at idle and below, you can hear the D10 if you move the throttle. Yeah, I can hear the D10 right there. But these lights are, I believe, the Just Flight beta annunciators. In real life, there would not be a light there for beta. But I'm pretty sure that's a Just Flight edition. So I flew, some of the old beaches that I flew, they didn't even have a beta range. They just had reverse. So what you would have to do is you drop it into the reverse gate, but you couldn't add reverse. That was your beta. And then the C models had an actual beta range, which was nice. But you kind of have to treat this similar. We'll get in line behind this other King Air up here. But you see when I was at a beta, we just started ripping through. AJ Funari gifting 10 memberships to the channel, dude. Very kind of you. Appreciate that. Oh, it looks like he's in the run-up pad. If you pick up a membership from AJ, make sure you shout him out, say thank you. That's very kind of you, AJ. Very, very kind, sir. Hope you're having a wonderful Friday evening. All right, I guess we're going to go in front of that King Air. Sedona traffic, dude. 357 Mike Fox, departing runway 21 out to the north, Sedona traffic. Let me make sure my mic is bound. There is no high idle in this V2 plus 10. This aircraft is high idle only. It's on or off. Rusty C, appreciate the super chat. Just noticed I've been promoted. Oh, you have indeed. 36 months. Oh, look at those wings, Rusty C. Looking good, my man. Looking good. Appreciate the support. Here's to the next, what is it, year? 2 years? My landing lights. This is weird. I unbound them from my Bravo, but it's weird. I have a conflicting binding with the landing lights somewhere. All right, so we got all our lights on. We're going to go strobe and nav, beacon and recog on. And let's get out of here. Hotshot dropping 5 memberships. Hotshot, appreciate you. If you pick up a membership from Hotshot, make sure you say thank you. And you're basically a celebrity now because Hotshot is the gentleman who made these sounds. And they're fantastic. That TBM creeping up on us. All right, let's hold it here. All right, 250 is set. We're going to pitch for about 130 knots there in the climb out. Our GPS is set up. We'll redirect to it. Heading bug is check 210. Blower is on. AC on. Oil door de-ice off. Right engine ignition because we're below a certain RPM. Why is that? There we go. We need both ignitions into auto. As we increase over, what, 200 something foot-pounds, those will extinguish. Let's get out of here. Ignition lights out. Here we go. Be very careful not to over-torque. We're getting really curved with my rudder. About 1,200 on the torque. Already at 80 knots. Jeez, squirrely on the ground. Positive brake, gear up. Red Rock, Sedona, baby. First date I took my wife to Sedona. 4,000 feet a minute in the climb out. All right, let's go ahead and reduce power. We'll lower the nose. come down to about 1100. Bring our props back 19. Go ignition off.
Traffic, CDM's putting probably setting up probably too warm over to the north for traffic.
Alright, torques and temps. 1160 on the torque, that's fine. 140, temps are good. NG is running at 101%. You can see our air conditioning door. See how it's closed a little bit? Because on the ground it has that full open position. Now in flight or airborne, it closes, so it's not as draggy. But you do have to take that into account if you have a failure of that mechanism. Hotshot, yes, thanks for the $5 super chat, man. I will definitely do a flyby cam at least once. I messed with it already, dude. This is the first aircraft that I ever messed with trying to get the showcase cam to do flyby in flight, and I'll tell you what, Hotshot, it was worth it, my man. Absolutely worth it, dude. Oh, what a beautiful departure. All right, I'm going to redirect us to Flagstaff here in just a moment. 140 on the speed. Already getting ready to go through 10,000. Oh my goodness. All right, there's 10K. So what I'm going to do now is we'll go over here. We'll go direct Flagstaff, direct to activate. Come back to our course line. Now as you climb, your torque's going to drop off, so keep juicing those torque numbers up. You can bring that prop up a little bit. Keep it right about 1900 there. All right, now I'm going to keep hand flying it, but we can go, yeah, we'll just keep flying it for right now. Hand flying it. They're turning the autopilot on. Let's not do that just yet. Walking that torque up as you climb. Let's take a glance over here at our pressurization. The cabin is climbing 1,000 feet per minute. We're looking good on the diff. That's what you want to keep, periodically keep checking your cabin as you're climbing out. Look at the rocks down there. Happy Friday, Benny. Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining the stream, dude. Smoky Mountain. Yes, I'm going to put it to the cloud. I just want to iron out a couple things after this stream. If it works fine on this stream, I want to make sure the autopilot's working fine on this one. Because I was tweaking with the autopilot authority on the Bruner software, so it doesn't disconnect on you. So we'll see after the stream. If it's dialed in, I'll upload it to the Bruner cloud. But right now, I'm loving it. It's feeling good. Flagstaff, Kokan, and then Charlie Echo Zulu. Vodka for the route. There you go. Billy B16, good to see you, my man. Man, we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to pick up our Ponce scenery and do some San Juan to Ponce flying. Do some circuit patterns in the circuit. That doesn't make sense. Do some traffic pattern work. See, our torque dropped off as we climb. Keep running that torque up. I don't know if you can tell on my Bravo, but like for takeoff, I was maybe 2/3 full travel, and we were right at the red limit. So you will over torque the engines if you're not careful. There we go. I like that 1100 there and that torque for that climb out. Right about 130 on the speed. Get her trimmed out nicely. Yes, Benny, this is the new Dukes from Just Flight. This is the Turbine Duke, the Royal Duke, some may call it, from Just Flight. Black Square, I should say. Black Square is the actual dev, and I think Just Flight is the publisher. But I have all the Black Square aircraft, man, from the TBM, King Air, overhaul mods. Ooh, a little bit choppy today. You can feel it in the yoke. And I love it. I think this is one of their best yet. I'm slightly partial to the TBM just because I really do love the TBM as a single engine turbine. But this Duke is just going to be, it's just next up. Wow, we're already getting some window icing. Whoa. All right, windshield heat's coming on. You can see our windshield heat volts are up. Well, we need to go ahead and get the windshield to stop heating. And I tell you what, let's get the prop heats on just because of Microsoft. We really wouldn't be in icing conditions right now. Where's the outside air temp? That's cabin temp. Oh, it's right there. I'm gonna have to turn the autopilot on. I'll tell you what, let's blow one cycle of the boots. We'll do a surface one cycle on the boots. You can see the pressure there, deep pressure's going up. And actually you can see the boots blowing. Look at the ribs on the boots. That's how you know it's been activated. Now I don't think we're in icing conditions. I think this is just Microsoft. Well, we are at 17,000 feet. We might be. Who knows? What is the temp? Outside air temp is... yeah, about minus 18. Let's see. No, that can't be right. I gotta turn the autopilot on. Oh, it's right about 0. Maybe. 18,000 feet will hit standard STDs for you and me and Team Vodka. 18 for 25,000. I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to straighten up the heading. I'm going to turn the autopilot on in heading mode here. I'm going to keep this attitude, so we'll go autopilot on, and we're heading an attitude hold right now. So if I let go of the yoke, it's just going to maintain heading and attitude. We'll come over here to our flight plan. We're not going to fly right over the top of Flagstaff Mountain, so let's pull up... don't start doing that thing on me now. He's doing that wobble again. We'll take a look at it. After Flagstaff, back, flight plan, TOCAN, direct, activate. And now we will put you in nav mode. Now she's going to turn in nav mode. Is this plane called the Doctor Killer? I'm sure it's killed a few. I'm getting that oscillation again, dang it. Let me lower my pitch rate. That's a Bruner thing. The V-tail Bonanza. Yeah, the Bonanza is the true Doctor Killer. Vodka's down. Vodka crashed. Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to figure out this oscillation though. It's so weird. I did a whole flight without a single issue. Let me disengage. I did a whole flight without a single autopilot issue. And this is not a Duke thing. This is a force feedback yoke thing. It's not a Duke thing. Let me trim it down a little bit more. Let's see if we get a little bit more indicated speed. Should be just fine. Might have to do is shut down the Bruner here real quick. Alright, this is scary. We're flying without well, I can't have no control of the airplane, so just hang tight. I'm restarting my Bruner software. Sometimes when you tweak with the force feedback a lot and you don't restart it, it gets wonky on you. So I'm going to reconnect it now. Hopefully we don't nosedive. We are successfully initialized, and here comes, cross your fingers, chat. Reconnecting. And there we go. Alright. No nosedive. Let's get back on course. I had a string of crashes in multiple games. Fortunately, a fresh install of Windows seemed to fix it. Uh-oh. Team Vodka, another CTD, huh? Man. I'm sorry to hear that. We'll keep running up that torque. want to see if this fixed the autopilot issue here real quick. Let me go heading mode again. I know we're slightly off course, but I'm going to re-engage. Try to lower the nose just a tad. Alright, now let's see what happens. Autopilot's in heading mode. Weird. That is annoying. Alright, well, I know how to fix it. I just didn't want to... I'll have to just turn the autopilot follows off or whatever it's called. Oh, it stopped. Maybe it's fine. I'll leave it now. Sometimes, so the quick remedy to that is to just turn off any autopilot coupling with the force feedback yoke. It seems to have stopped right now. Maybe just a tad. Oh, it's coming back. Catching up to our line here. Alright, a little bit more torque. Now we're pretty much to the stops. We got max torque, so now we're torqued out. Our throttle levers or condition levers are full forward. Pressurization is good. There's 1,000 feet to level off. Here comes our nav intercept on our HSI. Start a slight shallow right turn. And up here we don't need the air conditioner, so let's go ahead and turn the air conditioner off. And you'll see here that this will close. That's so cool. Don't need that up here at 25,000 feet. Plenty cool. Turn the sim down just a little bit more. $500 feet to level off. There's a level off, it seems like. Let's monitor this, make sure we don't nose down. We'll do the flyby here, and as soon as we get stable, hot shot, we'll do our flyby here in just a second. We got our power set here too. We'll see what she accelerates to. Let's bring these props back to a quieter cruise. Bring them back about 18 hundo. Got to stay out of that yellow. So 1800 for quiet cruise, about as low as you want to go on these. Do you hear the prop desync there? I gotta get that one back up. All right, there we go. 1800 on the props. Our torques are set 1100. We'll probably have to pull that torque back just a tad. The OAT right now is minus 30. So to get our calibrated, we got to set our altitude to minus 30, right? Oh gosh, I forget how to do this. What do we set? What is there? I forget what we set there, chat. Our altitude? I think it's our altitude. That can't be right. Somebody tell me what these numbers are again. I know we put the something over or under the temperature, and that'll give us our calibrate or our true airspeed. Cruise altitude, it should be 2.5, right? I thought. We're already going that fast? That's crazy. I just didn't think we were going that fast already. All right, so 25 over minus 30. Right now we're doing 270 knots. That's pretty cool. So 180 indicated, 270 true. Oh, we flew through our course. Let me get it back on nav mode here. Wheel you back over, and then let's engage nav, hold. Nav altitude, hold. Yeah, it looks like the force feedback is working just fine now. We probably don't need the windshield heat anymore. We'll go ahead and kill that. Turn the prop heats off as well. The oil doors are open and the ice is off. That's normal. Now, I wonder if I keep those oiler doors open even in cruise. I'll have to take a quick look at the manual. Cabin is actually cold now. Cabin is 33 degrees in here. You could hear your breath. So let's go auto heat, and we'll just let it do its thing. Auto heat, we're navving. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on our way to Telluride. Jeremy Harvey, good to see you, man. Yes, the sounds are fantastic. I mean, I can listen to this thing all day long. Especially now that we're in Quiet Cruise 1800. We'll run it up. Let's take a look at our fuel flows here. Let's go to our fuel page. Wait, what? Oh no, I don't want to record. Fuel flow, 40 gallons per hour. Right now we are... probably got just under an hour, so 80 gallons. And our fuel is rapidly decreasing. So let's, we might have to reduce that just a tad. Let me go back up. Fuel at destination 53. Fuel 251. Total fuel 270. Okay, yeah, we got plenty of fuel then. We're fine, we're fine. I like to keep this up. Just another fuel flow readout. You got it over here as well. Looks like Center's online. We'll give them a call. We're level 250. All right, let's call up Center here. 2765.
Springwings 509, Denver Center 14.
Denver Center, good afternoon. Duke 357 Bravo, correction, Duke 357 Mike Foxtrot, flight level 250.
357 Mike Foxtrot, Denver Center, Addon.
Ident 337 Mike Fox. Ident 1673 on the squawk. All right. Close the oil doors. Won't that give us an alert, though?
357 Mike Foxtrot, radar contact.
No, nice.
200 miles south of the Tuba City VR, flight level 250, welcome.
Position checks 357 Mike Foxtrot. All right. So actually,
Phoenix Center, hello, TBM 714 Bravo Victor.
we're pretty much wide open on the torque. But listen, if you can afford a turbine Duke, you can afford to run it wide open. So we're going to run it wide open and get our max speed out of this thing. Good to go. Took a 172 from Sedona to Page. Beautiful flight. Oh yeah, I've done that flight myself.
And Denver
Done that flight myself.
318 Quadrant taxi.
Super deal. Good to see you, man. The Duke, fastly becoming one of my favorite airplanes on the sim, man.
Okay, 2 aircraft at once.
I love this airplane. See, we get an oil door closed light, we get a caution. I don't think you're supposed to close them.
Flight level 248.
Are you? I'm going to have to dig in the manual.
Recycle transponder squawk 0707.
Double check our tungsten fuel flow, PSI, NG. Everything looks good.
0707 for November 17 Bravo Victor. And can we get 250 on our final?
No.
Climb maintain flight level 250.
That is normal force factor? Alright. Our ground speed of 325.
Lufthansa 454, unable emergency
Water.
today.
Good to see you, man.
I have to either ask you to fix it or disconnect.
Checklist says closed. All right, well, we'll keep them closed then. Amber's just letting you know as an advisory. I guess it's important to know they're closed, so I could see why they're amber. If I think about it, that makes sense.
And Denver United 318 Green Line taxi.
At a 318, runway 34 left, taxi
All right.
via
Let's take a look
Bravo
at the
Sierra Golf Whiskey Alpha.
take a look at our turn this down even more. There we go.
Bravo Sierra Golf, Whiskey Alpha.
Let's take a look at.
Aircraft Denver Center closing in 8 minutes.
All right, temperature is slowly warming up.
Force Sierra Juliet, no traffic observed between you and the Telluride
Increase the
Airport.
cabin
Report
temp a
IFR
little bit.
cancellation or missed approach in the air or on the ground this frequency. Radar surface terminal.
Let's take a look at what's running here real time. So, I mean, you could do full-blown systems on
Force
this.
Sierra Juliet, Roger, IFR cancellation received. Good, keep the squawk code, maintain VFR.
So looking at our lovely PT6A from Pratt & Whitney, you can see we've got the intake So here's our oil cooler. And this is our, where's our inertial separator? Right here. So this is our inertial separator. It's closed. If I were to open it, I'm not going to open, can I almost open it? Oh, look at that. The inert sep will open. That way, if there's any debris, theoretically it will be deflected and go out the deflector area, not go into the compression section of the engine. So that's cool to see that working in real time. Inert sep, air continues to come in here, enters the compression section. Then there's ignition. Can't really see. Is this an igniter? I think those are igniters.
Thank you.
Kid wants peanut butter cups. What's up with that, man? Can't be coming up here. I'm having systems discussions. There's some compression and ignition that happens in this section right here, and then the gases are expelled. This is really cool, right out, and then they go overboard. This is where you get your chip detector. Is that where the chip detector is, near the governor? I guess that would make sense. So the chip detector is basically a magnet. So, and as particles accumulate on the detector, and it will eventually close a circuit, and then when that circuit's closed, you get the chip detect light, which is functional. You can see our fuel tanks here. Here's our pumps. I'm assuming these are our pumps. Yeah, there's our wing pump, and then the aux pump, which is inboard. So that's part of your pre-flight check. That's pretty cool to see those fully simulated. Look how it slows down too. Goes to, oh, this is cool. This is really cool to see this exchange. So this is like a fuel, oil, heat exchanger situation going on here. So you have oil that's going to be keeping the engine cool, right? As it cools the engine, the oil itself gets hot. So as it gets hot, that hot oil is routed to the fuel, which is cold, and it goes through the fuel oil heat exchanger, and it cools, it warms the fuel and cools the oil before the oil is recircled through looks like a filter there into the sump. That is really cool. That is really cool. That's part of the fuel oil heat exchange. There's our fuel filter, and the fuel control unit. From that fuel control unit then disperses the fuel. So that's pretty cool to see that. So there's our engines. I don't know why my right engine's toasted, but anyway. Do we have to do any fuel management normally? I think I'm supposed to be on crossfeed for part of my flow in the beginning of, but no, then you would run them independent, I would imagine. Fuel management though is pretty simple in this airplane. It's not like a Piper where you got to switch tanks every 30 minutes or whatever it may be.
Clear for takeoff.
So battery capacity is still 100%. That's the same on both. Let's take a look at the electrical situation here. We got our batteries selector to the main bus. Oh, this is really cool. You can see what's powered, what's not powered. Oh my, is that the recog lights flashing? Look at that. They must be pulsating, right? So we never shut our lights off. So I wonder if we come down here, we just go normal beacon. We'll leave it on strobe. We should have shut these off. Landing and taxi light and wing.
4 Bravo Victor, say your speed.
I can't get the taxi light off. I don't know what. I have a ghost binding on the taxi light, but
714 Bravo Victor, we're doing 200 knots indicated.
Yeah, look at that. The recog lights have stopped.
7 Mike Foxtrot, say your speed.
We're doing 190 knots indicated.
7 Mike Foxtrot, can you give me 200?
Unable.
4 Bravo Victor, turn left 30 degrees, vectors for sequencing.
Yeah, we're maxed out.
We can slow down if you want for 714 Bravo Victor. Okay, slow to 180 knots indicated. If unable, turn left 30 degrees for sequencing.
Roger, slow down 180 knots for 10.
TBM. So TBM is smoke. It can smoke us. I mean, we're pretty much capped out here at 25,000 feet.
4 Bravo Victor, turn left 30 degrees for sequencing anyway. You're coming up too fast on the eye.
Okay, left 30 degrees, 714 Bravo.
Zoom that map out. All right, let's go back here. So that's just pretty cool to see that happening. John Seifert says, so glad to see you streaming the plane. I've very
Addon
much
318,
been looking
radar
forward to it. Happy
contact
Friday, y'all. John, happy Friday to you, man. I've been look, you know how hard, I mean, you guys have been wanting to see me stream it. So Just Flight dropped this aircraft into my email almost a week ago, and I was itching to fly it. Like, you guys know, I've been waiting to fly this airplane for a while, but I wasn't even at my house yet. I wasn't near my sim. And then as soon as I got back, I had to, I thought I was going to do one preview stream on a Thursday or Wednesday before my trip, but I was having technical difficulties with the conflicting add-on for this airplane. I wasn't getting any EFB power or any electrical power. So sorted that out, but by then it was too late to stream. So then I went to work, and then now is our first time streaming it. But I mean, I absolutely love it. I mean, it's just a fun, challenging airplane. I actually had the Turbine Duke in FSX. Was it the real air Turbine Duke? Or was that the actual one? Who made a Turbine Duke in FSX? It was actually a pretty good,
I may monitor appropriate Unicom or CTAF frequencies. Radar services terminated. Frequency change for task a day.
All right, so we'll go over to Unicom 22.8. Someone made a Duke in FSX. That was a lot of fun too. But this is, I mean, I just absolutely love it. Let's see what else we got here. So we got our electric. We already kind of went over that. Cabin. This is cool here. This is where you can really see pressure air shutoff, combustion, defrosting, temp mode, pulse ox. So you can see if you get that. That's important to have. AC compressor. Pressure air shutoff. I imagine that these are those valves right there, in case you need to shut off that air. Vented overboard from the P2.5 bleed valves. Which, are they shown? Yeah, they are right there. P2.5. There's your high pressure bleed. So this is the 2.5 stage compressor where all your bleed stuff is taken from the engine. So this is where it's actually taken from the engine, the 2.5, and then there's a low pressure 2.5 bleed valve as well. So right now, I'm trying to see this. Yeah, it looks fine. I'm not sure if it shows you when they're in operation, but high engine power, you'd have the high pressure valve open. Low engine power, the low pressure bleed valve would open. Or it might be backwards. That way you have consistent pressure coming into the cabin. So you don't have that whoosh on your ears every time you move the power levers. Very, very cool though. All right, so we've gone over that. Let's we'll leave that. Let's just keep this on payload. We can see our fuel being drained here, our CG, love that. Let's close that off. Let's see if we can set ourselves up with a flyby view. Do you know if the TBM will be updated with a similar EFB Boris? Arrow, I do not know. That would be awesome, though, if we can get a Boris sound set on the TBM. Boris, are you still here? We need to do a TBM sound set for the Just Flight TBM, dude. So the only thing, so then I go here. That's about as good as I can get for flybys. TDS is what I have. Yeah, TDS is what I have. Yeah, the Real Air Simulations was the one that made the Duke. I actually used that Piston Duke a lot for just training purposes on FSX. Trying to stay sharp doing NDBs. I would sync it up with my 4-flight. Is autopilot working? Autopilot is working. We're at, I guess we're off. I think the pressure changed probably. 2.902, 25.3, close enough. Yeah, next time I switch. Oh, that's right. Gotta reset it. There you go. There you go. Isn't anti-ice via bleed air or wet wing or boots? Is anti-ice via bleed air, wet wing? It's boots. And I showed you that on departure. We actually had some. So right now you can see it happen. So look, the boot is flush, and if we do a manual cycle, you'll see two things here. It looks like the autopilot's coming back down. should climb her like that. We'll trickle her down. Wait, isn't our TBM off by 300 feet? I think I remember when you're flying with the TDS, it's a TDS bug, right? Because the TBM would fly like 300 feet high. You remember? You want me to turn the heat on? All right. Manual heat will increase the temp for you. Heater's coming on. You don't. It's 32C. You can see your breath in here. All right, we're coming back down. So here, look. If I do the surface de-ice, we'll do a manual cycle. Keep your eye on the de-ice pressure. Pressure goes up, and if you look out visually, you can see the boots inflating. So that would bust your ice off if you had ice on there. So you actually got to let it accumulate a little bit, and then once you pop the boots, they will crack the ice off. If you do it too much, you can get into a phenomenon known as ice bridging, which is not good. Yeah, it's a TDS thing. That's what I remember now. We got to set like 300 feet off. All right, so we're manual heat, increasing the temp for everybody. Max hot. I mean, I guess it is cold up here. Let's see where she caps. Which cold cabin temps can you get the needles on the analog to stick? You can click on them to free the needles. Oh, I forgot about that. What needles would stick? Just all of them? Your TDS is exactly at 25,000. Yeah, I don't know why it was off by 1. There we go. 24.9, close enough. Close enough. It should warm up. Manual heat, blower on high. Turn the cabin air on. We'll see if that does it. Does the airplane have actual heat and air conditioning, or is it like a small GA that pulls air from the engines and uses vents? This one pulls it from the engine. This one pulls it from the engine. We don't want to freeze our gauges up. I forgot about that feature. That's pretty cool. You have to pull the 2 knobs above the red handles for bleeding hot air. There they go. Now it's coming up. Warm the cabin. See, now it's holding 24.9 exactly. Interesting. Yeah, the piston has the Janitrol, just like the Seminole. The Janitrol heater is scary, man. Those things are scary. But the so where's our pulse? There's a meter up here. It's right here, I think. So Coguard, yeah, carbon monoxide. Because you are taking air directly from these engines, you got to carefully monitor your carbon monoxide levels here. So right now status is green. You can do the test. Make sure it's alert. So if that ever turned yellow, you'd have to isolate all the bleed air from the aircraft. You wouldn't want to take any more bleed air because you got a leak somewhere. It's either leaking around a manifold or something that would cause it to start changing in the cabin. And that carbon monoxide poisoning is serious. It'll kill you. Just go to sleep. You won't even know it. You wake up. Gone. All right, we are 63 miles from there and about another 30 miles, probably 40 miles from Telluride, so about 100 miles out. We'll probably start looking at our charts here momentarily. See, now it's right at 24.9. Let me go... Too close. It's close enough. The tablet also has the fake pulse ox. Yeah, I saw that too, AJ. You can use your pulse ox. Where is it? Right here. Here, pulse ox. 91. That's getting pretty low, isn't it? Isn't 91 kind of low? I thought you want to be like 95 and above or 94 and above. I think 91 is kind of low. Better to freeze and be warm and suffocate, exactly. Now, you guys want it all hot in there. Let's go ahead and turn those puppies down. Don't want too much heat. I'd rather freeze my butt. Yeah, John, there was multiple times where I just wouldn't turn the janitrol heater on because I didn't trust it. You did not change to standard until after you leveled off. Oh, that probably was it, Greg. That probably was it. 91 is COPD approved. As far as I read in the manual, temp control knob is for auto settings. Manual heat and cool, apply max heat and cooling available through sometimes isn't enough. Right. But I think got to crack those these valves here to get the bleed heat in. So it's holding about 60 degrees on the cabin. Now I'm curious, is there any... So let me see something here. Aha, look at this. Watch this valve here. If I pull those out, let's get all that hot bleed air in the cabin. It's going to turn red. That is cool. So now watch the exchange between these vent blower and the intercooler. That's going to go and put about halfway on that one. Let's put this one about halfway. So we get a good mix. That is really cool. Actually, this looks like it has a combustion heater. Wouldn't have a switch for it though. I think the combustion heater's in the piston. We'll have to double check in the manual on that one. Yeah, if it's not enough, pull the handles out to get more heat, but it's 63 degrees in here. How much warmer do you guys want? All right, let's go outside view for a minute. I'm going to bring up Navigraph. I'm going to start looking at our charts. It's inoperative in the turbine. Okay, it makes sense. So it's just there it's just depicted, but it's not working in the turbine. Would make sense because this airplane was a retrofit from the Piston Duke. So, all right, let's look at our airport charts here. Telluride, Colorado. Weather right now is 270 at 13. So we'll land on 27 with no approaches. VOR DME Alpha. Let's not do that. I tell you what, let's do the Localizer 9 circle. We'll do the Localizer 9 off Hodlow. Circle. Oh, what is this VOR DME Alpha? Actually, we could do the VOR DME Alpha. That one's lame though. Let's do the Loc 9 and circle. Alright, so let's go back to our menu. Nope, let's go back. Flight plan. Telluride. Procedures. Approach procedures. We're going to do the Localizer 9 and we're going to circle the 27. We'll take the transition off ETL. That's fine. We're not going to go all the way out there. We'll put the whole transition in there. So we're going to load that approach. And it's going to be, basically, it should be visual. If I look at the map, let's zoom in here. Matter of fact, we might just go direct Hodlow. Actually, let's go direct ETL now. And then we'll do the full procedure circle. So this will be our, we'll go to cones. We'll join the localizer for the circling approach on runway 27. So that is set up in the box. Let's go back, flight plan, activate approach, and we're going direct ETL now. We're naving to the left, and we'll double check our frequencies here. I figured this would be too much glass for me. Bomb tech, no, it's right on the limit, man. I wish these gauges, the engine gauges, were analog, but I mean, it's good enough. They are analog, they're just not as analog. I just put the 750 in here, though. On the Piston Duke, we're not going to have the 750, I'll promise you that. Because you can't have a turbine Duke without a 750. That's just wrong. 1093 is the course, or 1093 and 093. So, nav radios, 1093 is in the standby. I'll actually put that in the active. 1093 is active, and our final approach course will be 093 degrees. And we're on the localizer, so we're just going to, we'll track it down to our localizer, circling minimums of 11,340 feet. 11,340. So let's just round it up. Let's make it 11,4. At 11,4. And let's go ahead and start trickling down. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Let's go ahead and descend to 17,000. So we'll go ahead and go attitude on, and we'll trickle it down. Now, as you descend, remember, we had our power levers full forward. Let's go ahead and walk them back a little bit. Bring that torque down as we start down. As a matter of fact, we are already going direct ETL, so we can set the altitude in there, which is cross ETL at or above 12,000. We can keep coming down. So if we set 12, we're at 24. That's 12,000 feet. So 12 times 3 is 36. We're 61 miles out, so we're plenty of time. We're a little early on our descent, matter of fact, but it's okay. It'll be more juice for cinematic purposes. We're going to descend early. It does kind of look like the A310 gauges, doesn't it? It reminds me of the classic 737. This is our radar. Nothing's on. It's looking good there. I did do a flyby, Gary. I'll do another one. How is there not like some third-party mod that has got where you just hit a button and it gives you flyby? KLN 90 in the piston? Oh, I don't know. We'll jack up that piston. We'll make it real old school, man. We'll make the piston old school. I just love that view right there. How much for you to fly Piston Duke leg right after you land? Not right after I land, but there's a possibility, Hotshot, that I will be streaming later tonight, PM only, members only Piston Duke test stream. We shall see. I got something I got to take care of here right around 5:30, so I got to do that, and then so I can't do 2 legs. But if you don't go to bed early, which I know you're never going to bed, might do piston tonight. Oh, the camera system is closed off like the weather? Man, that sucks. That's a Cessna 310 pilot or whatever view right there. Bombtech, I was going to get back to your message. Yeah, I saw you said something earlier about the whistleblowers. Uh-oh, overspeed. Bring the power back. You're packing for a trip tomorrow? All right, man. I'll tell you what, Hotshot, after we land, if we hit, what's our likes at? 153. If you guys get 200 likes in here, if you guys make 200 likes before we land, I will do a lap in the pattern in the piston. We'll start it up. We'll do a piston lap in the pattern and Telluride, which ought to be kind of interesting since it's in Telluride. I don't think you do very much traffic pattern work in Telluride. Maybe we'll just fire it up there. It's fine. Or maybe we'll fire it up in like Monterey. I wish there was an FSLTL mod that inject retro airliners into the sim. I wish there was too, Billy. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? Hotshot, you better be saving for that trip, man. Hotshot dropping 5 more memberships to the channel. Appreciate you. All these sounds done by Boris Audio Works. Y'all, here's you know what's so exciting about this? Not only are these sounds absolutely amazing, we have our PT6 sounds finally from Boris. We've got amazing piston sounds from Boris Audio Works. He's also working on the Bluebird 757. Can you imagine 757 sounds from this sound developer? It's going to be insanity. Hotshot, can't thank you enough, man. Appreciate you, dude. Telluride weather, 270 at 13, 10 miles scattered at 6, broken at 7, broken at 12. If it's scattered if it's broken at 7, that's 7 AGL, right? So that would be like 18,000 feet. Let's get our windshield heat on as we descend down. Probably going to need that. Thousand feet per minute on the descent. Get a little bit more power in there. I don't want to slow down that much. Speedbed. Hayden J. Robinson. It's good to see you, man. It'd be interesting to see a simplane behavior engine out on takeoff, a la Addison, Texas, 2019. Ooh. Well, I tell you what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to do a V1 cut we'll have to do an engine. We'll have to do a Duke failure stream where we do engine failures at the worst possible moment to see how the flight model handles. See if we can VMC roll it. Because you all saw me VMC roll it on the Cessna 310. That was spicy. Team Vodka, it sucks, man, that your sim crashed. Do you know what did it give you an error at all? What was the error message? 1 bar is about what I should be in MSFS only at 177 hours. 1 bar. Oh, are you talking about like your rating thing? In a perfect world, retro AI traffic, retro airport scenery like JFK 70s. Oh, dude, could you imagine? That would be such a cool add-on. I'm surprised. There's got to be a way, Billy, to like, I guess maybe not. Maybe you could, unless you had the models. But that would be really cool. So you could do Piedmont operations with old school 7.2s. Just, that would be really neat, man. Maybe in 24, who knows? All right, we're 30 miles out. We need to be at 12,000. We're out of 20. That's 8:16:24. Let's go ahead and pick up that rate of descent a little bit more. And what we'll probably do is hopefully we can break out visual, and then we'll just do a full-blown visual approach down there. We'll follow the localizer till about halfway. Get flight recorder ready. That's cool to see the ice on departure, though. I tell you what, we need to take this Duke like up into New Zealand. In and out of the, what's that one airport in New Zealand we took the King Air into? That was absolutely wild. We had to slip it down over the mountain. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to finish this livery, my little Texas V1 livery here. I got to figure out where everything's at. What I want to do is make these like the Texas flag colors, like the whole wing lip. And I need to put a logo on the tail. Once I get it finished, we might have to take this puppy into New Zealand. Queenstown. Milford Sound. That's the one, Vega. Milford Sound. We're gonna land 217 Vodka. We have to. We're going to circle. We have to circle. There's no approach to 27. We have to circle to land. I thought Texas color was burnt orange. Hook 'em horns, baby. You know what, Bomb Tech? I was fishing a tournament out in Texas a couple weeks ago. We actually won, by the way. Actually won a tournament on Saturday, and then on Sunday we had a separate tournament, and I got third place. But somebody had a bass boat, all burnt orange and white. It looked pretty darn cool, man. I was like, that is pretty sweet. You're the Milford to my sound. Jeez. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting approaches, SLO. We're going to go back. That's the plan. Done. We're taking the Duke. We're going to put it through its pace in Queenstown because this airplane is actually going to be perfect because you can climb out of that extremely rapidly rising terrain, and you can stop this thing on a freaking dime. Like, does it even have reverse? I mean, by the time you hit reverse, the airplane's already slowing down if you don't even touch the brakes. If you touch the brakes, forget about it. So this airplane is almost going to be perfect for Queenstown, Milford Sound, New Zealand ops. We need to find ourselves a sweet little livery, maybe, if I don't take this one. Are there any liveries out yet? Let me take a quick look at the livery situation. Livery, Duke, MSFS, Flight Sim TO. Oh, there's some cool. Oh, dude, that black and blue one is sweet. All right, there's some cool liveries already popping out. The Piston one, I want to make an Amerifly livery for. Yeah, there's some cool ones already dropping. All right, we'll have to look at that in a minute. We hit 200 likes? All right, so we'll do a piston lap in the pattern. Thank you, folks, for your participation. Each of the, this is TDS. All right, I almost want to go direct hog mode now, or hold hog mode. How's our fuel? We're getting down there, chat. We don't have a whole lot of gas to mess around with. Let's get our wing landing lights on since technically field elevation's at, what, 7,000 feet. So, let's see. Yeah, field elevation 9,000 feet. So we're well below, we're well within that. Zoom this puppy in here. Auto ignitions are coming on, and we will turn on the ice deflectors. And we'll open the oil doors. What is the Unicom? Unicom for Telluride 23-0. Telluride traffic, Duke 7 Mike Foxtrot. We're about 15 miles. Correction, we're about 7 miles to the west of the VOR, setting up for the circle runway 27 Telluride. All right, leveling 12,000. Get that power in there as we level. And hot low is at or above 12. So I'll tell you what, let's go here, flight plan, hot low, direct. Boom, direct hot low. In the turn. Gosh, I love the sound because even as you pan around it. So we're going to shoot right into this valley right here.
Vertical track.
Vertical track, you say? Well, our minimums are 11,400, so it's not like we got much else we can do. 11.4 is set. Our, let's see, so touchdown is 9,000, so we should be at 10.5 for our pattern. How do we circle this? Do we circle right? And make left traffic for 2.7? That's got to be what we do. We're starting to get some chop down there. Yeah, we'll have to circle, make left traffic for 2.7. If this plane had TBM 850H side, would be perfect. Having to constantly change needles, of course, is pain. You're talking about if this plane had the TBM 850H SI. Which one? Isn't it the same? We're starting to get bumped around now. All right, let's start slowing up. This plane will slow on a dime. So I'm going to start bringing that power back. Our first notch of approach flaps is like 175 or something in there. It's crazy. All right, power's coming back.
Vertical track.
Yeah, we're starting to pick up that little bit of chop now. So it's switched to LNAV, VLOC, 093 is already set. Right, I can see the runway down there. Telluride traffic, the Duke 7 Mike Foxtrot, we're about 5 miles to the north. Gonna make left traffic for runway 27, Telluride. Alright, we're starting down. Locking in at 11.4. What's the difference between this and the 414? This is much more powerful than the 414 Chancellor with these turbine engines. But away from that, like talking about just comparing the airplanes as an add-on in the sim, I much prefer the Just Flight and Black Square GA birds because, even the MilViz 310, of the failure simulation that it has. All right, autopilot's coming off. I'm taking control here. Autopilot is off. I've got the runway in sight. Let's get the, oh man, we're getting bumped. Cams are up. Recording is on. We're going to make our way here to the right. Put ourselves on a left downwind for 2.7. And we'll take it down to 10,500. And we also need to start slowing up here. So 174, whatever, go to our approach flaps. See that balloon there? Pretty realistic. Trim that out. Looking for about 120 on the approach speed here. 120 is clean speed to fly, or is a good speed to fly this circling approach because you're still at VYSE if you were to lose one.
Traffic to the San Bravo Victor currently on the localizer for runway 9. We will have speed running the run approach for runway 2.
It is choppy down here, man.
We are over positive for telemetry.
Keep trickling down, 10.5. Run that prop up about 1900. So there's multiple schools of thought on prop lever position on the PT6. Some aircraft, like I believe the 350, will actually give you an alert, reverse not ready if you're not in full forward. The older aircraft that I flew that had PT6s, one company we landed with them at their like 1900 power setting for an instrument approach. It was at 1900, and a touchdown. The first thing he did was go full forward on the prop and then reverse. And that was just technique to keep noise down and engine wear down. Because if you were to run these engines up, run full prop right here, it is extra wear on that engine. You really don't need it. You're fine at 1800. But again, there's different schools of thought on that whole procedure. But I don't believe this has a reverse not ready light, so you could probably land with them at 1900, which is what we're going to plan on doing. So I'm going to run both those props up right about 1900, but not full forward. Now, if you go around, though, it's mixture prop throttle, right? So right to left, it'd be condition levers, which, I don't know, you guys can't see anything. Sorry. My little girl must have moved the camera down. Mixture prop throttle, power up, power down is left to right. So we're 120 on the speed, we're on downwind, we're looking good. I gotta cheat a little bit because I don't have track IR on. Remain suspended. Alright, there's the runway, so we're on downwind now. Now this thing will drop like a rock. You bring the power back and props full forward. So much so, I'm assuming that's accurate, but I mean, it's pretty wild how fast you can slow this puppy down. There's our touchdown beam, the touchdown point. Let's go ahead and bring our power out. We're in the wide arc, go gear down. Oh, I love that gear sound. We don't want to drop too fast here. It's going to be a tight circle. Watch that speed. Tell you right traffic, TBM 7 Mike Foxtrot, turning base 27. Still 120 on the speed. Nose a little bit more. Just a tad high here out of the turn. That's all right though. Once we go full flaps, watch this thing drop. Full flaps coming in.
To the right traffic, TBM something of Victor or
a little bit of an overshoot.
Sync brake, pull up.
You're fine. 100 knots on the speed.
500.
A little high correcting, but look at that. Look at that drag, though. See, we'll very easily get on profile here. Matter of fact, I'm going to stay a little bit high because this hill looks a little bit close here. If I were to be any lower, I think that pappy is off. It is gusty, though. Work it out. Whoa there, buddy. Definitely need to put some sensitivity on my rudders. Whew! We almost smashed that. We almost smashed that. We still did smash it. That was one of my rougher ones that I've had. Let's turn around. Tell you right traffic, TBM, or correction, Duke 7 Mike Fox, taxi back off 27. Sorry, up here, we'll hustle up and get off the runway.
Traffic, TBM 17, Bravo,
Ah, TBM had to go around. You were actually fully immersed on this approach? Sorry. Oh, look at that TBM go around. Yeah, man, you've fallen a little too tight for a taxi back here runway here. Rudders definitely need some sensitivity training. It does seem... So, like, the ground handling for this airplane is designed for Sim Update 15. And I wonder if that has anything to do with it being a little more sensitive. That's right, we'll go ahead and cut it here. I keep reaching for my tiller over here. I forget I'm flying a freaking GA bird. Let's go ahead and turn the heats off. Everybody's cooking. While I'm over here, we'll dump the cabin. Pop the door. Ignition's off. Avionics off. Brakes are set. Those lights are off. I don't know. I'm going to have to check my light binding. Somehow it's conflicting somewhere. Generator's off. Feather it. Look at that. Yes, sirree Bob. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Telluride. Oh, looks like we landed just in time. Looks like there's some rain that's about to move in here. We'll go ahead and kill the, kill the inverter, kill the battery, and we could offload. There she goes. We are here. Looks more like a Tesla symbol than a terminal building. All right, we got to see this replay. Oh, looks like somebody made it down. I don't know if that was TBM. No, who was that? An arrow doing pattern work here. All right, let's take a look at that landing. We saved it. I'm gonna do this, and I'll tell you what. So I don't know how this is going to work in replay, actually. You can hear the gyro spinning down. Listen to that. The gyros take forever to spool down. And awesome job on the sounds there, Boris. Freaking wild. All right. I'm curious to see what's going to happen on replay. I'm not going to start the engines because I don't want to break the engines. Let's see. They seem to be on. Hey, they seem to be working. I don't think we have any electrical power to lower the gear, though. Definitely need a track IR. A little bit of an overshoot there in that turn. Look at that bank, though. That is so cool. The doctor's turbine has integrated sauna. 121 degrees in the cabin. So I don't mess with. I just like, oh yeah, should have shut those earlier. Had it on manual heat, full hot. So this Pappy has got to be off, because if I had followed that, we would have hit the hill. So I think we were pretty much bang on. But we almost smashed it. Check this out. Winds in Telluride are always spicy. Yeah. Settle down, settle down. Settle down. Oh, did you hear that beta? Yeah, I definitely got to fix the rudder. Oh, I can't pause it. Why can't I pause the Duke and replay? That stinks. Almost broke our doctor airplane. Gotta love it. That's pretty darn cool. Would I recommend it? Absolutely. Absolutely, man. I'll show you real quick because we hit our 200 like goal. We're going to do a quick piston circle. You guys want to see the piston real quick? Let's do it for Hot Shot. He wants to see it. I'll do that. I'm not going to save this replay. No one wants to see this replay again. It's not my best approach. See it from passenger view here real quick. Oh, you have to do it when it's right behind the aircraft? Ah, okay, Hot Shot. Ooh, Pasto. Yeah, I do love Pasto logo lights. Pasto Columbia, that's a great approach. We've done a few flights into there. Hot Shot, I will. Remind me. We'll do a full... Where do we do it at? Let's do it out of... we're somewhere scenic. We can take the Piston Duke for a lap in the pattern. Oh my gosh, we almost smashed it, y'all. We would have broke everything. And we saved it. Set her down. Set her down. I love how the sounds work in replay. The sounds work fully in replay. That's really cool. Oh, FPS hungers is per CM Films. I think it's really well optimized. I mean, I'm running frame gen, so it's really hard for me to say like it's what it really is. Oh, okay, I'll turn frame gen off. I mean, it's still like I don't really notice much of a difference. It's not heavy on frames by any means. All right, I'm going to stop that replay. We're going to end it. Let's do a Piston Duke. Let's do a quick Piston Duke flight, shall we, chat? Real quick, one lap in the pattern. If I remember, can I just Control E it? Remember how to start this thing. Is that wing flex on a GA? Just a little bit of flex there, Jeff. Yes. The only thing not synced on replay is prop lever, but that's going to be full forward usually anyway, so it's fine. Okay, well, usually for everybody else, not for me. I land professional mode at 1900 RPM. Did you say there might be another stream? Maybe, Billy. I have to take care of some stuff here in a few minutes. Hopefully this loads fast enough and we'll be able to I'll let you know here in a minute. But let's go ahead and go aircraft selection. Grand Duke. What's the difference between the Grand Duke and the 60? One's got winglets, right? Let's take the Grand Duke. I saw a livery here that looked like the Ameriflight colors. Maybe it was the Grand Duke or B60 Duke. I swear someone had a livery. I think it was into the blue. On his Duke, it was virtually Ameriflight colors. All right, we'll take this one. Grand is supercharged. Oh, we got to take the Grand. Okay, let's take the Grand. Let's take this one. I don't know. The blue looks interesting too. Oh, we'll take this one. Where should we do it? Let's go. Oh, I know where. Murray. We'll do it out of here. I used to fly turbocharged Lycoming engines into this airport. A2A or black square? For me, Dad, black square because it's 2 engines. 2 is better than 1. I'm not a huge single engine piston fan. I like it. We've did our Aero flight, the Just Flight Aero, which I love flying. It's fun. It's fun for a change. I think, if you're looking for an entry-level airplane to learn how to manage aircraft systems, your best bet is going to be a single-engine piston because that's the least amount of workload. But if you want to step right into the hardcore, I mean, the Turbine Duke is gonna get you the hardcore. All right, we're loaded in here. We're gonna do one quick lap in the pattern here. Oh yeah, actually, this is the one. Look at this. That's almost Ameriflight colors. Almost. All right. Let's see if we can do a quick startup on this puppy here. We're going to go ahead and get the battery on. Avionics is off. All our lights are set. We'll move this. We got to do a prime. Actually, real quick. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Let's close that. Payload. We'll get rid of you. We'll load it up a little bit here. So it's not just crazy. All right, that's our payload. That looks plenty good. Let's get our beacon on. Nav is on. We need to go oiler to the right. Open our little window here. I do have view saved. I have one view saved. I'm supposed to look for oil, right? It's trying. I think that's close enough. There we go. Now it's out of the red. All right, so pre-oiler off. Let's get our fuel boost on. Should be enough. Crack the throttle. Hang tight. Let me turn up the sounds. No Joyce. I think she needs more juice. Yeah, she needs more juice. We don't want to flood it though. Come on, baby. There she goes. Oh. Right about 1,000 RPM, stabilize. And then what we'll do here is we're just going to bring that mixture back about half so we don't get any fouling of the spark plugs. That startup sound. I'm gonna turn this max volume here. We're gonna do the second one. So dang good. Pre-oiler on the left. I mean, this piston is giving the turbine a run for its money, Boris. That startup, that light off, scared me. What's the model number on this engine? Do we know? Lycoming IO 540. I think it's the exact same engine that we had on the Chieftains. Fuel boost on, throttles up, crank that puppy up. Get enough prime in there. Bring it back. So here's the trick. Since you know that we're 1,000 RPM here, match your throttles so you're 1,000 RPM there so you don't tear your engine up. All right, here we go. Everybody, shh, 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 shh. Oh, I even ground the starter. Did you hear me grind the starter? Let me do it again. Let me do it again. I'm gonna grind the starter. Oh my gosh, that hurts my heart. That hurts my heart. Boris, how do you get the starter grind sound? Did you actually have to grind someone's starter for them? Oh my gosh. All right, we got two good starts. Let's put this sucker away. We don't need that anymore. Let's go ahead and get everything else on. Let's get our avionics master on. Generators coming on. We don't need flaps. Don't use flaps approach for takeoff in a piston engine, y'all. Unless you're doing a muddy takeoff, you don't need it. Trims are in the green. We're zeroed out. Autopilot's off. Magic barrel ref key. Let's set 1,000 feet here for traffic pattern altitude. We'll just activate one GPS on the map so I can see. Let's do one lap in the pattern.
TOS system test okay.
Boris says I accidentally grinded the starter on a Skyhawk while recording. So that is a true starter grind sound, chat. That is a sound you never want to hear. You never want to hear that. It's the TIO 541. Awesome, AJ. So this is the same exact engine. How cool is this? Oh my gosh, we're getting Ameriflight vibes. Ameriflight livery has got to go on this airplane. Listen to that, y'all. I have a GoPro video of me taking off, like right here, like doing this exact taxi out. This is all right. I'm getting more. How is only Boris can make me just as hyphy for a piston as I can for the PT6? This is insane. Listen, if you bog down below 1,000, ooh, oh no, don't choke it out. You can choke it out. You don't want to do that. Oh my gosh, so much of piston flying. Like when you're flying, if you have your own airplane, or you're flying a 135 cargo operator, and you're constantly flying piston engines. I thought we had a crash there. You can learn the power settings of your airplane just by listening. I mean, not to the exact number, but you know roughly, like you know 1,000 RPM, you know about 1,800 RPM, you know what full power sounds like, and to have that recreated in a sound set is awesome. Okay, yeah. Oh, start replay. Let me line up here. We'll start the replay. That was a terrible lineup. I tell you what. So I did a takeoff out of here at max weight, and it was pretty sus. What do we got? A red light inverter. Oh shoot! There we go. Inverter on. We're gonna load this puppy up to max weight. Payload. It's actually moving it aft. I want to be just under max weight. $6,800. That's close enough. All right, 6,800 pounds. So for leaning, there's different schools of thought for leaning for takeoff power here. So I'm gonna go full rich. That's going to be fine. We're going to be fine. We're going to leave it full rich, props full forward. Oh my gosh, that sound. All right, here we go. Let me get flight recorder up. AJ says, as someone who used to rebuild AV starters and generators, some of us don't mind the starter grinding noise. Great bills, y'all. Dollar bills, y'all. AJ, thanks for the $5 super chat, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, keep AJ in business. Keep grinding your starter. All right, squawk VFR. Here we go, chat. Lights are all on. And we don't need anything else. Is there cowl flaps in this? Yeah. Where's the cowl flap indicator? Oh, you don't have one? Yeah, there's the cowl flap indications right there. So they're full open for takeoff. All right, cool. Cowl flaps are open. All right. Let's go. Recording is on. This one's for Boris, y'all. We're going to do everything from inside view. Because we're going to watch the replay. So I'm going to try to do it legit here and try to be somewhat... This is our runway heading like so. And our engine's warm at least. Everything's in the green. Cylinder heads are just out of the green. All right, Godspeed. Here we go. Release the brakes. Don't bounce it off the governor. Look at that. Oh, baby. Oh, my goodness. This is 1-to-1 realism. Full-blown American made on the stall. Pause the brake. Oh my gosh. Trim. traffic, 400 feet in the turn. Lower that nose here, looking for about 120. What about blue line? GA aircraft, twins. Generally speaking, your blue line speed is going to be your good climb out speed here in the pattern. You got VX, VY, and all that, but you like to be above blue line. It gives me the warm and fuzzies. I'll level off at 1,000, bring the props back. Not that far, jeez. Downwind. This is why pistons have your heart. I'll tell you what, Boris, you did a hell of a job with this sound, man. Bring the power back. Let's start descending. We're a little tight in here on the pattern. Listen to those turbochargers. You hear them? You hear that turbocharger spool down? Visual approach, we'll set 2400 here, or actually 2800. I gotta sync my prop lever. Yeah, I know. White arc coming down. Start to turn. Where's my runway? Oh. Gear down, props full forward.
500.
500 feet, turn and final. There she is. A little low, correcting. My view's not quite set the way I want it either. Let's shallow this out a little bit here. Alright, let's go full flaps. Start slowing down, be stable by about 100 knots as you come over the numbers here. Oh my gosh, whoa! She really wanted to come backwards. I was trying to do aerodynamic braking there. I guess we were a little too fast still. Get off at the end. Boris, freaking awesome, dude. Alright, let's listen to this replay, chat. We did a wheelie just for Boris at the end. Almost did some tail braking. Alright, stop the recording. I'm going to leave everything set. I'm going to load back in here. Beautiful, right in the markers. I went to do some aerodynamic braking, but I was a little aggressive, a little too fast. Almost 2 for 1. All right. That's just too much insanity. We're gonna do a takeoff flyby view. So hold on, I'm gonna wind it all the way back. I want to see this. I'm gonna put it here. Let's go to the drone cam, and let's run it over here. We took off pretty much 3/4 of the way down the runway. Oh my God. I feel like I'm cheating on myself. I want to say I like the Piston better. How is that possible? The PT6 is the best thing in aviation. How can I possibly like the Piston Duke better? It's not possible, chat. It's not possible. But I'll tell you what. All right, drone lock. Track power off. Here we go. Here she comes, chat. Embrace the flyby. Oh, stupid camera. Oh, we just hosed the whole thing. Piston in the game now, dude. Are you kidding me? Hotshot, are you freaking kidding me, dude? I gotta see that again. I gotta see it again. Hold on, I'm gonna mute it so we don't hear it again. We gotta do it again. Hold on. Back. Pause. Rewind it. I'll do it a little bit. Let's do it at the end of the runway. Watch it fly over our heads. That was... I don't know what to say, chat. I've been broken. Hotshot has broken me. Here we go. Resuming. Max juice sounds. Turning it up. Watch your ears. I can't. Absolutely insanity. Boris. Boris, you're a madman, dude. You're an absolute madman. Goosebumps all around. Captain Chemtrails in the house. What's up, man? We're just going all googly-eyed over pistons. I didn't know it was possible for me to be so googly-eyed over a piston. I thought I was going to be PT6 Duke all day, every day. But the sounds on this one are even more just aggressive, you know? I love it. Absolutely love it. I'm going to set up my views here while we watch this replay. That's going to end it, though, for now, chat. Unbelievable. I hope you guys like this one. I'll probably be back live tomorrow. We're going to do a piston, a Ameriflight. This is it. This airplane right here. We are now going to do a full-blown Ameriflight run. I don't know which route we're going to do. I'm going to pick one that I used to fly real world, and we're going to do the full route in real time. And it's probably going to take all day, and I'm probably going to hate myself for it, but it's going to be a lot of fun because this is too much juice. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the gifted memberships. I know AJ was part of that. I know Hotshot was part of that. Shout out to Boris Audio Works, who is Hotshot. You all are just awesome. Thank you for the support. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hitting that like button. I'll let you guys watch this replay here, a lap in the pattern at Murray Field in Northern California. Until the next one, y'all stay safe, stay healthy. I'm V1. If you haven't bought the Dukes yet, just buy them. I promise you won't regret it. Buy them both. You're not going to regret it. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. See ya.